First of all, I'd like to welcome you all and thank you all for being here today with us. This is a big day for us here at the Phoenix program, formerly the Academy of Learning and Technology. This is a celebration of our place in the community. It's also a celebration of this awesome building that all of you here in this room helped us obtain. This is our 8th year of existence, and we just made a giant leap forward over the past few years, and it's due to your help. I often say, you know, that old cliche, it takes a village to raise a student. When you're dealing with a homogeneous population of high-risk students, it takes a couple of villages. So we appreciate all of you for being our villages. I would like to recognize some dignitaries, city dignitaries in our presence today and introduce them to you. We have some folks from the Board of Aldermen and the President of the Board of Aldermen, Steve Bolton, along with Mike Tabasco and Mark Clemunden. Thank you very much for being here. We also have from the Board of Education, we have William Mosier. Thank you. Right here. We also have two very important people in our district. Our superintendent, Mark Conrad, and our assistant superintendent, Ed Hendry. Thank you for being here. We also have in our audience folks that we will be recognizing that have formed alliances and partnerships and collaborations with us. We're going to be introducing you to them as the evening goes on, the afternoon goes on, and we recognize them more formally. We appreciate your presence here, all of you. The staff is here. We appreciate them being here, and really, really want to recognize everyone's contribution as we all work together in a multifaceted, complex manner of dealing with students. Today, as I was reflecting on, you know, what do you say at something like this? How do you open a ceremony like this? I think I started thinking about beginning with the end in mind. And we have a young lady, Jessica Rios, who is a former student of ours. She came here many years ago in the 8th grade. She is now our lunch monitor. She graduated from the adult program at the high school after struggling and struggling and struggling with her family life, personal life, many, many obstacles. She's here now as a paid employee 2 hours a day and is attending Hesser College. She still has a lot of struggles in her personal life, and she tells us that every day. But we're still here weaving that complex web of relationships and support for her. And she embodies what we do every day. She is the end, and we are the process that helps support seriously high-risk learners in their journey to be good citizens, and that's why we exist. So I think as we go through the afternoon and as we go through our process of working with kids, we need to keep the end in mind. And every day that we struggle with behavior, every day that we struggle to increase academic achievement, every day that we drive around picking kids up that haven't made it to school, or we hold them accountable, or work with the court system or the mental health system, or drug abuse counselors, that we are working to the end, which is the product of a good citizen. That's why we exist. And we thank you all for being here today, and just a round of applause for all of you. Thank you so much. Right now, we are going to have our Pledge of Allegiance. If you could all rise, please. I pledge allegiance to the flag of the United States of America and to the republic for which it stands, one nation, under God, indivisible, with liberty and justice for all. Please be seated. We're going to take a moment of silence, and we have a moment of silence every morning in our morning meeting. And we try to bring something from relevant news or relevant facts. And today, and I hope we can, in our moment of silence, focus on the 5 young soldiers who were killed yesterday in Afghanistan in a roadside bombing, and their families and their friends and their ultimate sacrifice. Our moment of silence begins right now. Thank you. It is now my pleasure to introduce the individual who has been dubbed the right man at the right time for Nashua. I've had the pleasure of working with our superintendent, Mark Conrad, for many years. I consider him a valued colleague. I consider him the ultimate consummate professional. He's someone who, when you look at him superficially, he's the numbers guy, the budget guru. But when you dig deeper, he is a man with a heart and a soul for the learners that we walk our journey with every day. He is someone who started his career in Head Start. So as he reminds me, he's done home visits on 5-year-olds. So, you know, he has so much of an affinity, I think, for our population. And it's my pleasure to introduce our superintendent, Mark Conrad.
I was really privileged to be here at the inception of the program years ago. I remember, Patty, when all you had was a little windowless office in the district office trying to get this program off the ground. I remember probably one of your low points in the program when I walked into the Boys and Girls Club's basement and there was 5 inches of water throughout the facility when the sprinkler system went off. And as we walk into this facility, we can see you've come a long ways. As I think about this program, I think about the strategic plan that the Board of Education just approved last week. If you look at the strategic plan, there are some underlying values that are really critical for the district. And one of the underlying values or beliefs that come to mind that I think is a guiding principle for this program is the idea that every child has an unlimited potential to learn. So that's the first critical guiding principle for this program. As you look at the strategic plan itself, the first priority for the strategic plan states that it's our job as a district and in our schools to assure that every student is successful, ensuring the success of every student. And clearly that's what drives this program every day. As I think about what the incentive was in founding this program and moving forward with it, it really was an understanding that the district and our schools are responsible for the success of our students. Traditionally, in American education, education was there for students and it was up to them whether they were successful in that or not. I think No Child Left Behind has made it clear that as a district and a community and a school, we are responsible for the success of our students. Certainly students have their own responsibilities for learning, but if one of our students fails, it's our failure. And education is too important to allow any student to fail. Now, when you begin with that assumption, you realize that to ensure the success of all of our students, we need to think about alternative pathways of learning for children. One size fits all no longer works. In the last couple of years at our high school, we've been developing alternative paths for learning and graduation, and that has made a big difference in increasing the graduation rate for our high school students. Well, this program was really the first program, I think, where we truly understood that we have a responsibility for the success of all of our students, and we need to look at alternatives if we're going to be able to carry out that mission. Now, all of that's important, but none of it means anything if you don't have the right faculty and staff to make it happen and come alive. And this program clearly has the dedication, the caring, and the expertise in our staff to make this program a success for our students. You can see that coming in the door here when you had to walk through 4 layers of students greeting you. That welcoming environment is here every day. You can see that when Patty and Joe jump into their cars and they go out into the neighborhoods to nab kids who have been out one day too long in the program. The staff here care deeply about these students and will do whatever it takes to make sure they're successful. And that is the core of success for our program. So Patty, I really thank you and your staff for your dedication to these students. You've gotten off to a very good year this year, I think one of your best years, and I suspect it's going to turn out to be a very good year for you. as you go through. So thank you for that and for your dedication and that of your staff. If I could, I would note that Alderman Cox has arrived.
Thank
and
you.
Mrs.
Stand up.
Ziem is
And Sandra
and-
Ziem,
is
yeah?
here.
Thank you. We did introduce all the dignitaries and wanted to make sure we included you all. Thank you for being here. I thank you so much for the kind words, Mark. I am fortunate to work with probably the most amazing group of staff that I've ever had the privilege of working with. Could you stand up if you're a staff member? Please stand up. Come on, stand up. There we go. Round of applause. Woo! Phyllis over there. Oh, and then we have some great student ambassadors. Can you give a little wave? Yay, they're in the Phoenix shirts. But I'm privileged to come here every day. And this is, like I tell everyone, this is a tough gig. There are some days that are really hard here. And it's not that hard things happen, but maybe students have circumstances at home that are hard, or, you know, hard things happen. And the staff is here every day for them, and the staff steps up in every way possible to help every student. And our motto is failure's not an option. You got to be here every day, and failure's not an option. I am privileged right now to, I thought it was important to have some staff members speak. I'm privileged to introduce our science teacher extraordinaire, Rick Lydon. Come on up to say a few words.
Well, this is a pretty tough act to follow now, having to speak up here after all these accolades, but it's my privilege to be able to speak on behalf of the staff and the support personnel and all the teachers. We welcome you and thank you for giving up such a nice Friday afternoon to come and celebrate our community open house. I do hope after the ceremony today you'll take a few minutes to walk through and tour our building. Are you tour guides going to be conducting the tours? Is that how this is set up? And just so you can see and talk to the teachers and talk to people and see what we do here, because they amaze me all the time, and if I'm impressed, I hope that you will be too. So thank you for coming. Some of you know that I was not always a teacher, that I spent many years working in corporate industry as a corporate manager, financial printing. Actually, we brought companies public, mergers and acquisitions, financial restructuring, little things like that. But I wanted to become a teacher. So I have to confess, I knew Patty before the Phoenix program and before the ALT. And I have to tell you, she's always been enthusiastic about everything she does. But so I had gone back to school to earn my master's and become a teacher, and I needed some kids to work with, and she was like, "Oh, I'm started this new program, and you got to come in and see it," and you know how she is. So okay, so I came in to check it out, and I'll never forget that day because I was working in one of the classrooms with some 6th grade boys where the teacher asked me to read with them, and I thought it was all going great, and one of the boys was having trouble following along, and I kept pointing to where we should be in the story and, you know, trying to do what I thought I should be doing as, you know, the adult teacher role model type of thing. And he was like watching me, he was more interested in me. And so finally, in the middle of this whole thing, he says, "You're going to walk out on us just like all the rest." And I'm like, whoa, you know, kind of caught off guard, but it's like, no, I'm not. And he's kind of smiled and says, "Yeah, you will." Well, that was 7 years ago, so I guess you know how that worked out. But what it illustrates is how a lot of our kids feel they have been left behind, and they have had a lot of people walk out on them and not be there for them, and it's just really critical. So we really appreciate your support and what you're doing, that it's really important work. Now, I also have had the fortunate experience of attending the National Conference for Alternative Schools a couple of times as a presenter, and you need to know that Nashua is not alone. This is not a unique problem to Nashua. At-risk kids are everywhere. They're in rural areas, they're in urban areas. Everybody is struggling with how to provide alternative pathways to get kids through and find their own way to success. I think the numbers in Las Vegas were they had like 7,000 in one or another at-risk programs. I mean, in the cities, the numbers are huge. And of course, the support that that requires is huge also. So you're not alone. What Nashua really is unique in is how far ahead of the game you are and how comprehensive your programs are at this point. Not only do we have the Phoenix program now serving 6th through 10th grade, there are in the elementary schools, the middle schools, the high schools, there are alternative pathways. There's support for struggling learners all the way through. There's Clearway, the private alternative high school that we try to work closely with. There's the adult program where students that might have a baby, might be trying to juggle a job, are trying to find a way through, and they're getting through those programs. So as a community, you need to be commended for providing some of those alternatives, because that's what a lot of districts and a lot of areas are still looking for. How do we do this? How do we, have some structure and some expectations, but still be flexible enough? And that's kind of what we're all about. Expectations for high standards and achievement, but still flexibility, to get kids through. So, so you really need to be commended for what you're doing. The Phoenix program is part of that solution, as all the other programs that I mentioned, but it's really the entire community that is the other part of that solution. We need the support of all the organizations like Big Brothers and Big Sisters, City Year, the Boys and Girls Club, Community Council. We need to all work together for that flexibility. We really need the corporate sponsors like Starbucks and Timberland and BJ's and all the Cisco Systems, all the companies that have done so much in the past to help us. We need that. We need the support of our elected leaders and the leaders in the community to know how important this work is. And of course, we need the support of our school district to be able to provide this service. So all together is what's really important. We need to work together, and when we do that, we send a message that no, we're not going to walk out on these kids. Thank you.
I would ask, where's Bruce? Bruce is over there. Bruce Donahue is another staff member. He's our part-time guidance counselor, and he is an extraordinary staff member here. He has 33 years in the district, and he was a guidance counselor in many different buildings, and then he retired. And I had a part-time opening, and he came in and he said, listen, I didn't refer anyone to your program because I don't really like it. I don't think you do a good job. I said, okay, well, we've had naysayers. I said, you're hired. So here he is with us, and I think we've helped change his mind, and we're lucky to have Bruce Donahue. Come on up.
When Patty did call me up, I did have to remind her who she was actually talking to. I was a true naysayer. I was a skeptic. And I have to remind the staff that I think it was the first year, the end of the first year, I made a public apology to the staff. That whole thing about don't judge until you've been able to walk in that person's footsteps, experience what they experience. That's exactly what I learned. I've had a long, wonderful career in Nashua. I think fondly of the school system, the people who have worked in the school system. I'm old enough to remember Barad Massey. I don't know if you remember Barad. The one thing he taught me was the simple thing of getting to know each individual. And Jose, maybe you might want to be a superintendent, and you seem to be getting to know everybody very well.
You can shadow me for a day if you like.
Jose, don't pass up that invitation. So in essence, I was a skeptic. I still sometimes play the skeptic. I'll ask, I hope, good and valued questions about why do we do things? Is it the best way to do things? And I think what is so unique is people do listen to me. They do listen to the concerns. The other thing that I think is so important is I think it's easy to talk about the school, but it's even better when you meet the students in person. You're right, Mark. These kids do have potential, and we see it every day. Thank you very much.
Thank you, Bruce. Thank you, Rick. Great job representing our staff. We are so fortunate in this district to have very, very special people on many different levels that support us. And I don't know if you saw in your program the starfish story. Every day an old man walked the beach with a pail picking up starfish that had been washed in by the tide and throwing them back into the sea. One day a young boy stopped the old man and asked, "Why do you throw the starfish back? It doesn't matter. They'll only wash up on the shore again tomorrow." The old man picked a starfish out of his pail, threw it as far as he could into the sea, and replied, "It mattered to that one." This is really a founding story of our school 8 years ago. And we have created what we call the Starfish Award for someone who has been just an advocate for us and a tireless, tireless worker for the marginalized, the disenfranchised here in Nashua. And as part of this afternoon, we'd like to award him. And Joe, I don't know if you'd like to come up and present that. And could you, we do have another special guest who's going to present this with us. If she could come in. Oh, where is she? Come on. Here she is right here. Joe Hendry is here to present this. This is Dr. Hendry's wife, who is hidden back there. And our staff is standing for Dr. Henry, who is just amazing. An amazing person. And Joe, if you'd like to talk about Dr. Hendry, and the other Joe, if you want to come up and say something, come on up.
He's a great dad, on top of everything.
I'm too old.
I was really honored when Patty asked me to help present this award to Dr. Hendry and all he's done for our program. And then I walked in and saw a giant camera, and so I'm not quite as excited. I'm a little nervous being up here. But Ed truly has been such a strong force in moving us to where we are. Mr. Conrad, you talked about the progress that we've made since you've come to visit, and Ed is a huge piece, a huge part of that. Not only is he a huge supporter of our program, the students that we work with and their families, but he's also very honest with us, helped show us some of the things that we needed to change, helped us to reflect on our own mission, which we did, and didn't stop there. You know, he helped us get the tools and the resources that we needed to move to where we are today, to get this beautiful facility, to have the changes in staffing that have been able to help support our students and get them to where they are. So on behalf of the staff, the students here, the families that have come, and the community, thank you so much for what you've done to our school.
And Joe Henry is going to say something.
No, that part. All he said was keep your head down in the back.
All I have to tell you, this is a real surprise, but the last time I was in our office, I hadn't been there in a long time. On the back wall, there's this huge picture of Johnny Depp. It's not me, it's Johnny Depp. So
Your picture's next to Johnny Depp.
look, I just have to share something real quick.
Anyway, he's a wonderful husband and father. That's all I
All right, high five.
I
High
just
five.
know
This program has been under scrutiny for a long, long time. Each one of these kids has a story, and it's pretty phenomenal, the story that they have to tell. It's overpowering sometimes, what these children have to go through. And when I first came here, I knew for a fact which kids were going to end up here. These were the kids that were typically booted out of school the first day. People didn't want to have any part of them, and they came here, and this place got the vision of being a safe haven. And that really got to be a point of discussion with people about it's got to be more than a safe haven. And that's the conversation that I've had with Patty and her staff. It's important to have that, but it's also important that these kids have the skill set to be able to have the academic achievement and to be able to survive, whether it's in the workplace or going on to higher education. And the last couple of years, this group of staff have worked very strongly at looking at that mission about who they are and who they're not, and it's all around transitioning, getting these kids the skill set that they need to go on to the next level. Now, each kid has a different time when they're ready, and we have to recognize that. This place was set up as a junior high at first. Now it's a program that has 6 through 10. And the program tries real hard to keep kids, get them into the high school, to transition them, and to look for alternative pathways. But we need to support this program, and my feeling is we can't do enough to support this hard work that you guys work with. I don't know, and I've told, if I could teach here in this building, I taught for 25 years, I don't know if I'd have the skill set to do that. It takes a real, and when I look at people that are in this room that have been here a long time, you ask them, they love coming to work every day. I wish I could say that, you know. It's really, to be able to say I love coming here with all the challenge that they have is pretty phenomenal. And Patty's been the cheerleader and I don't know how you've done it for all these years, but I want to thank you, Patty, for one, the last couple of years, thinking outside the box, and I think the place is a better place because of that.
Thank you, Ed. We think the world of Ed Hendry. We really do. You have been just a tireless advocate and leader. Thank you so much. We also need to recognize some of our partners here. Like I said, it takes a lot of villages to work with us. First of all, is there anyone here from Plant Operations? Albert, you're going to have to come up here. Albert, our custodian, is going to represent Plant Operations. When this happened last year, that we had our construction project, and we had basically 3 months to crash down, get this all renovated because of your generosity on the Board of Aldermen, the Board of Education, and helping us outfit. The plant operations staff stepped up. They are fabulous. They're a fabulous group of gentlemen and ladies, and they worked overtime, undertime, above time. Someone's comment was it was kind of like that the swimming race where all of a sudden you speed ahead and you touch the end and it's over. People couldn't believe the speed and the construction done in a short amount of time, and that's really the dedication of plant operations here in the district. They're just amazing. So we'd like to recognize them first and foremost for all their help here. Albert, thank you. We also have a partnership with City Year New Hampshire, if you guys can come up. City Year New Hampshire is a volunteer youth organization that has been, come on up, in our building for all 8 years now, and we've had the pleasure of working hand in hand with them. They do an amazing job. They have 5 to 6 young people who act as role models, really college prep cheerleaders for our students, tutors. They're also much cooler than we are, hip, you know, than the rest of us who are really old. And we're very fortunate to have you on our building. We thank you for all you do for us. We are very fortunate to have a great relationship with Big Brothers Big Sisters. Come on up, Joy. Joy Barrett from Big Brothers Big Sisters continually advocates to get mentors in our building with our students. A lot of our students do not have support at home, and one way or the other, the family lives are overwhelmed. There just sometimes aren't enough hands in the homes to do those special things for kids. One of our students was featured with Scott Cody, his big brother, on TV. They did a match here, and we have had countless matches, either with the City Year folks or other individuals here. We just did a United Day of Caring with 4 more potential mentors coming in, and we cannot say enough great things about Big Brothers Big Sisters and all the opportunities you give us, Joy. So thank you very much. We also would like to honor, and I don't think there's anyone here from the Boys and Girls Club. The Boys and Girls Club leases us their site a couple days a week. Right now we're trying to help save money and do gym here in the warm months and not have the transportation or lease costs. But once the weather gets colder, we will be there at the Boys and Girls Club. They also give a free membership to all of our students, a free $10 membership for them. And we try to build that web of support for after-school programming at their facility. So the Boys and Girls Club, we just really thank their help and participation. Another agency that has done a phenomenal job, and Dr. Hafez just left a few minutes ago, but the Greater Nashua Area Mental Health Center. Laura, do you want to come up? And is there any, and Carol, come on up. We are really, really fortunate. We do not just lease this building from them, the former community council, now called the Greater Nashua Area Mental Health Center, and I have a hard time pronouncing it and saying it, remembering it. I keep going back to community council. But this is an area mental health agency that we partnered with last year, and our goal was to get 7, maybe 10 students seen on site therapeutically for an hour each week. Well, that far exceeded our expectations. By the end of the year last year, we had 17 students seen here, one-on-one, getting their therapeutic needs met. We then this summer had a young adult program run out of our summer school after that, and some of our students were involved in that. We also have been fortunate enough to be part of a program that Laura O'Connor here has started with the help of Carol Farmer, Dr. Hafez, and all of the agency, and that's called the Community Connections for Youth program. And that is a program where we divert students that are perpetually truant or have CHINS violations or delinquent violations in our building, and we divert them to Laura, who then does home visits, works with Judge Leary, the court system, and the juvenile probation parole officers, along with having them therapeutically seen. A lot of times, the behavior that is criminal or child in need of service behavior for our students really is a cry for help and is a cry for something else. And that has really caused our relationship to enhance this year. We have had 8 students this last year on that program, 1 who has gone into placement. The rest have really turned their lives around and are here most of the days and you know, seeking the help they need. We have a lot to thank Laura individually for, the whole therapeutic team, Jen, Leslie, Stephanie that are here every day, and also Carol for having the vision and the ability to make this happen, and also Dr. Hafez. Thank you so much for all you do for our kids. We also have some corporate sponsors. Every year we do a Thanksgiving outreach where each of our families gets a turkey and food basket. And some of the corporations, and I don't know if there's anyone here from Starbucks, I don't think so, or Costco. These are 2 corporations that we're going to make sure they get their certificate of appreciation, but they do outreach to our students in the form of cans of green beans, cans of corn, turkeys, and everything that we put into the food baskets. And we really are grateful for that. We have a 90+ % attendance rate for our conferences, where we make sure our families have food for their Thanksgiving dinner, and then we deliver other ones where folks can't get here. But it's really important to our staff and students that we do some outreach in that way as well. We want to thank those sponsors. So I thank you all for coming today. I tried to keep it moving rapidly because I know a lot of you have other functions, and we just want to thank you so much for being here with us, and thank you for your support of our students. And we do have some student tours. Students, are there some students there? Yeah, our decked out students in their Phoenix program shirts are ready to take you on tours of our building. Our staff is ready to talk to you about curriculum and instruction, our portfolio-based system that we are using this year to really individualize learning, talk about our PBIS system, and we'd love to have you take a tour. Thank you so much.
I'm hopeful for doing better in the school and not getting into so many fights and have better grades and get along with the teachers and having new friends.
I'm very hopeful for a positive difference in the lives of you guys and the faculty here. Since I'm new, I'm hopeful that I'll learn everything I can.
I'm hopeful to get a good education, to get a good career, and succeed in life.
I'm hopeful that my students will be successful this year. I know they will. I want all the high school students to earn their credits, my 7th graders to progress in their reading and writing. That's what I'm hopeful for.
This year in school, I hope to get good grades, and when I get older, I hope to be a singer.
I am hopeful that I will be able to not only teach my students some valuable math skills so that they can apply it to their lives, but I hope everyone is safe and happy and not in trouble.
I'm hoping to keep all my friends and get good grades. That's it. I'm saying a lot.
Students are successful this year. I'm hopeful that they find a way to change behavior if that is a need that they should work on. I'm hopeful that they are successful academically. I'm hopeful that they improve their attendance if that is a need that they have. I'm hopeful that they find peace in their family life. I'm hopeful that we have a great year, and that's about it.
I'm hopeful for getting good grades, passing this year, and hopefully one day being a professional skater.
I am hopeful I want everyone at this school to look back at this day, whatever day this is, and say that you are a better person than you were today. You grew as an individual. Be that by changing and loving more people around, or by just having better grades. I want everyone to just know that they've grown this year.
Okay. I hope to become a great BMX biker, and I hope that I can pass my grade, and I hope that I do good in school.
I'm hopeful for getting more friends and becoming a new, better student. And when I grow up, I want to become a policeman.
I'm hopeful that I have a good year this year and I meet a lot of friends.
I'm hopeful for food. I'm hopeful for my family.
I hope I have a good year, get more gold keys, and get good grades. I hope I get more friends, get gold keys, and have a good year.
I hope I have a good year and get better grades and get gold keys.
I hope I get good grades this year, get a lot of friends, and get a lot of gold keys.
I hope I have a good year and get more gold keys and get more friends.
I'm hopeful for getting good grades and getting gold keys.
I'm hopeful for being successful, getting good grades, and getting gold keys.
I'm hopeful that you'll be successful.
Springbrook Farm is just a fabulous experience for our kids. We've been going up there for 6 or 7 years now, bringing different groups of boys and girls for a couple of days, and every trip has been amazing. Some trips are different than others depending on the time of year, but the kids get so much out of it. The staff up there is phenomenal. I can't say enough good things about them. They know how to bring out the best in our kids. And they get our kids doing things that they never did before, so they're learning, but the learning is all hands-on, it's all fun. And the kids find ways to really excel in what they're doing. They might be helping out on a special project like tapping maple trees, or it might be the daily chores and feeding the animals, even helping in the kitchen, or us all living together for a couple of days. All the kids find something that they're good at, and so at the end of the time they're up there, everybody feels just really good about what's gone on. And the staff up there just has this way of bringing out the best in everybody with team building exercises and just the whole process. And we have a lot of fun, and that's really important because you take our kids and you put them up there and they really become kids and they have a blast, and they're really taken away from the street culture and all that street influence that they deal with all the time, and they're rolling down the hills and they're squirting the milk at each other and they're just having a blast. And that's just really good for me to see as a teacher, because it also helps me to kind of have some connections with the kids that go way beyond the classroom. You really get to know what a kid is good at and what they can excel in, and it just gives you a relationship that you can build on all year long, both ways, with the kids and the teacher. It's a great opportunity. So grateful and appreciative of Miracle Grow and Scott Fertilizer and the people who financed that whole project, and Rob, who does such a great job running the program up there. I hope we get to keep going for years and years to come.
What I liked best about the farm was the snowshoe hike that we went on, because we had to hike up to the horses, and the horses are like about 7 feet tall, and the horses were brown and white, and they said that those are the horses that the knights rode, like in the medieval times, because they're so big, and they can hold like their armor and stuff.
Well, I liked helping out the baby calves. We milked one of the cows, that was pretty fun. And we helped out the baby pigs, the piglets, and then we cleaned their manure out. We named a baby calf Phoenix. We took them out, we cleaned
I like best about the farm is helping out with the cows and the baby calves, and I got to name a piglet, and I really liked it. I really liked the views, hearing all the coyotes at night, going sledding, and all that good stuff.
When we went to the farm trip, I thought it was going to be fun. Then it was fun, but then it got harder and harder because the jobs we had to do, we had to scrape cow manure into the gutter and all that stuff, and then we fed the goats, the baby calves, and then we named one baby calf Phoenix, and then we fed the piglets. There's one big one, the mama, named Clementine, and then I got to name a piglet, and we each got to name one piglet. So then, yep. Then the breakfast and dinner and lunch was awesome too, because we had pancakes for breakfast, and then we had ribs for dinner, which was fun too. It was just awesome.
The best thing I liked about the farm was holding the piglets and feeding the heifer cows and playing football in the snow.
I like being with the little piglets, feeding the cows. I named one of the piglets because he had a lot of colors on him. And the cows always tried to eat the hay out of my hands. And it was just fun. And I want to go back.
I liked helping the animals, or maple syrup, helping the chickens. It was fun. I liked the food there, and it was a great thing to do.
I like to just hang out, and they had really good meals, and I just like being there. stuff.
I like the baby piglets and going on the hikes and the sledding in the snow.
These mist-covered mountains are a home now for me, but my home is the lowlands, and always will be. Someday you'll return to valleys and your farms, and you'll no longer burn to be brothers in arms. Through these fields of destruction, baptisms of fire, I've witnessed your suffering as the battles raged higher, and though they did hurt me so bad in the fear and alone, you did not desert me, my brothers in arms.
I can almost see it, that dream I'm dreaming, but there's a voice inside my head saying you'll never reach it. Every step I'm taking, every move I make feels lost with no direction. My faith is shaken, but I gotta keep trying. Gotta keep my head held high. There's always gonna be another mountain. I'm always gonna wanna make it move. Always gonna be an uphill battle. Sometimes I'm gonna have to lose. It ain't about how fast I get there. Ain't about what's waiting on the other side. It's the climb. The struggles I'm facing, the chances I'm taking, sometimes might knock me down, but no, I'm not breaking. I may not know it, but these are the moments that I'm gonna remember most. Yeah, just gotta keep going, and I gotta be strong. Just keep pushing on, 'cause there's always gonna be another mountain. I'm always gonna wanna make it move. Always gonna be an
Every day comes in with a smile, tries to be a leader here in this building. He embodies someone who is continually working on what he needs to do. He is also incredibly well-dressed and handsome today, Johnny Oreo.
It's very great here because the teachers help you. They don't give up. And yeah, and when I leave here this year, I'm going to full-time high school myself. And I'm planning to play basketball, and after that, probably go to the Army.
Sometimes kids come in here, okay? They come in here and things are really hard for them. And for some reason, something clicks with them, and the staff and them get like a synergy, a relationship. Things start to click. And they make incredible, incredible turnarounds. Not that life is easy, it's never, never easy. But this young woman embodies all that is good. She embodies the best. She embodies everything that every student in this room should try to be. Yeah, and that's her dad, Sean, and she could not have done it without him.
The Phoenix program has been helping me for going to school every day, getting good grades, and my plan for the future is to go to college and get a good job.
And the first is a young lady that's been with us for 3 or 4 years, I guess. Spent a lot of time with us, has had some real ups and downs. Again, because as Patty was saying, life is not easy. We understand that, and there are things that get in the way outside of school that prevent sometimes some success inside of school. But this student has always fought through and has had just an absolutely amazing year. She's a 9th grader and will be transitioning on to Nashua North full-time because she's been so successful in her classes at North this year. The first Phoenix Award that I would like to hand out is to Michelle Malonzo.
Now this year I got all A's, so honestly, the teachers just help you out if you ever need anything. So if you could go to any of the teachers if you need help on work or something. So the school here has helped me by showing me what to do and what not to do, and who to trust and who not to trust. And they keep telling me every day that I can do it, and they just really prove to me that I can. So they make us like feel more at home and not like we're just at school. And when I grow up, I want to work with kids, and yeah.
That all the time and really push the girls to move ahead. Someone that I personally am going to miss quite a bit. Very, very proud to hand out the Phoenix Award to Ashley Geldon.
It's helped me out a lot. I've controlled my attitude now. I go to class every day. I became a mentor, and this is a really good school. You can benefit from it if you let it help you. I like the school very much. I'm gonna miss everyone.
The school has helped me a lot since I could talk to people a lot, and they just don't ignore me or anything like that.
This school has helped me in so many ways. I've learned so much. Next year I'm planning to go to Clearway High School. My plans for the future is to finish school, graduate, get a good job, and maybe even go to college. And this school has helped me a lot, so just have a good one. Enjoy.
And we were so proud of how far you've come in your overall growth. You're an amazing person destined for a great future. Come on up, Richard. Yes, Steve.
And this place has helped me through grades and A's and stuff.
So we talked all night about the rest of our lives, where we're gonna be when we turn 25. I keep thinking times will never change. Keep on thinking things will always be the same. But when we leave this year, we won't be coming back. No more hanging out, cause we're all on a different track. And if you got something that you need to say, you better say it right now, cause you don't have another day. Cause we're moving on and we can't slow down. These memories are playing like a film without sound. And I keep thinking of that night in June. I didn't know much of love, but it came too soon. And it was me and you, and then we got real blue. Stay at home talking on the telephone, and we would get so excited and we'd get so scared, laughing at ourselves, thinking life's not fair. And this is how it feels. As we go on, we remember
still remember everything we learned in school. Still we're trying to break every single rule. Well, little brainy Bobby be the stockbroker man, can ever find a job that won't interfere with the tan. I keep thinking that it's not goodbye. Keep on thinking it's our time to fly. And this is how it feels. As we go on, we remember all the times we had together. And as our lives change from whatever, we will still be friends forever. Will we think about tomorrow like we think about now? Can we survive it out there? Can we make it somehow? I guess I thought that this would never end, and suddenly it's like we're women and men. Will the past be a shadow that will follow us round? Will these memories fade when I leave this town? I keep thinking that it's not goodbye. I keep on thinking it's our time to fly. As we go on, we remember all the times we had together. And as our lives change from whatever, we will still be friends forever. As we go on, we remember all the times we had together. And as our lives change from whatever, we will still be friends forever. As we go on, we remember all the times we had together. And as our lives change from whatever, we will still be friends forever.
You feel more comfortable to talk to other people, make more friends, and it's like family down here, just like you're not blood and that's it. So yeah.